Hello, today we are going to learn about the if, elif, and else statements in Python. In the previous lesson, we learned about if-else statements. We saw how the if statement checks whether a condition is true and executes a block of code accordingly. If the condition is false, the else statement runs a different block of code. Now let's go one step further. What if we need to check multiple conditions, not just two? That's where elif statements come in. The elif statement allows us to check multiple conditions, one after another. Instead of just an if and else, we can add elif statements in between to handle different scenarios. Let's look at an example. Imagine you're driving and approaching a traffic light. You need to decide what to do based on the color of the light. If the light is green, you should go forward. If the light is red, you should stop. If the light is yellow, you should slow down. This is how we write it in Python. First, we check the first condition with an if statement. If the color is green, we print "you may go." If that condition is false, Python moves to the elif statement, checking if the color is red. If so, we print "stop the car." If neither condition is met, we go to the else statement, which handles the last remaining case, when the light is yellow. In that case, we print "drive carefully." Now let's take another example. Imagine you are checking your driving speed. If your speed is 50 or less, the program will print "you can go faster." If your speed is 80 or more, the program will print "slow down." Otherwise, if your speed is between 50 and 80, the program will print "OK." Just to clarify, the 50 or 80 refers to speed in kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. I'm Korean, so I'm more accustomed to kilometers. Anyway, I don't drive at 80 miles per hour. Here's how it works in Python. First, the program asks for your speed. Then, it converts the input into an integer. Next, it checks whether the speed is 50 or less. If this condition is true, it prints "you can go faster." If the first condition is false, Python moves to the elif statement, which checks whether the speed is 80 or more. If this is true, the program prints "slow down." If neither condition is met, meaning the speed is somewhere between 50 and 80, the else statement executes, printing "OK." This allows us to handle multiple conditions efficiently, instead of just two possibilities. Now let's try another example. Imagine you are shopping for a t-shirt and deciding whether to buy it based on the price. If the t-shirt costs $30 or less, you say, "I can buy two." If the t-shirt costs more than $50, you say "next time." Otherwise, if the price is between $30 and $50, you say "let me have one." This is another example where elif statements help us handle multiple possibilities. Before we finish, let's look at another case. Imagine a program that determines a person's life stage based on their age. If the age is less than 13, the program prints "you are a child." If the age is between 13 and 19, the program prints "you are a teenager." If the age is between 20 and 64, the program prints "you are an adult." Otherwise, if the age is 65 or older, the program prints "you are a senior." This shows how we can use multiple elif statements to check for different age ranges. So, elif statements allow us to handle multiple conditions in a structured way. Python evaluates each condition one by one and stops checking as soon as it finds a true condition. If none of the conditions are met, the else statement runs as a final fallback. That's it for today's lesson on if, elif, and else statements. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next lesson.